Good morning. It's 9:02 on a Friday morning. TGIF. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to share this out. If you're watching on Channel 46, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. We have a fun show. We have a delicious show. We're going to be spreading some positivity today. Feel free to share this out. Call a friend, text them, tell them to tune in. We have so much going on. During the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking to Bart, and we are going to be talking to Mr. Chevy Chevarea with UPW. That is local wrestling taking place in Santa Fe tonight. I will be there. My cousin is wrestling, Mr. JT Royce, so I'm going to be as close to the ring as I can. One day I'm going to weasel my way into that ring. I'm going to work it out to where I can get in there and maybe just, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to cause any harm, but at least just to get in there and maybe take a picture or something. But that's tonight in Santa Fe, Texas, UPW. So make sure you stay tuned for that 10 o'clock hour. Right now, we're going to be talking to my good friend Chelsea, and we're going to flip this on to the FM. We can chat for a bit. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm glad you're here.
Me
It's
too.
been a while.
Yes, it has.
And there's a lot of events coming up during this holiday season, Thanksgiving, a lot of food going on, and you brought something here to tempt and tease me.
Yes.
As it is delicious. So can you share what the name of this is, and maybe we'll kind of show it off as well?
It's called Mother Raised Crunch Rolls, and this is my great-grandmother's recipe that she has passed down through the generations to all the women, and it's like a thin cinnamon roll filled with pecans and topped with icing.
Well, as soon as you brought it in the studio, I can smell it. And sometimes smell is even like just like a memory. It can trigger memories, just like those things. We were talking about Disney Plus earlier, and you like see a thing and you remember or hear a song from a movie, and it's like, oh, I remember that movie from 1999 or whatever it was. So we can go ahead and flip it onto the FM, and we're going to keep it going. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, follow along, share this out. Or call. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now, it is 9:04 on a Friday morning. My name is Gardy. I have my good friend Ethan here helping out as well, hanging out, controlling all of the video that you see on Facebook. And then I have Chelsea in studio. What's up, Chelsea? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's going to be a good day. You know, you've been busy because you came straight from dropping your kids off at school this morning, right?
Yes, I did.
Is today, like, whenever it comes to school and kids and holiday time, I feel like they don't stop the homework. Like, sometimes there's even, like, extra homework. Or is that just my kids?
Mine are in second grade and kindergarten, and they don't usually give them stuff on Fridays.
Can you say, okay, oh, I thought you were going to say, like, at all. I was like, yes, that's what I want to hear, because my son's in second grade, and I'm like, what? This is a lot of great homework. Thank you so much for sending this home. I feel like I'm back in the second grade, and it's harder than what I remember.
Yes.
But on Fridays, they don't do any homework.
No, not on Fridays, but it's like during the week trying to squeeze in their reading and their math and their spelling and all that, and I've got to do it with my kindergartner too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, soon I'm going to have Barrett in there, and I'm going to have 3, and then the twins one day, and I'm just like, homework is a lot.
So there's 5 kids?
Yes.
What are the ages?
7, 5, 4, and 1.5-year-old twins.
1.5-year-old twins. Do you have plans for any more children?
Yes.
How many more?
I told my husband I think I have one more pregnancy in me. Whether that yields 1 baby or 2, that's fine.
That's the roll of the dice. That's the roll of the dice. It could be So my wife is pregnant right now, and we're expecting a baby boy in March.
Yay.
I'm so excited. We're very happy. But we have a son and we have a daughter. And I said, and maybe guys out there can relate with me, maybe not. I said, if we have another girl, I said, let's just be done. I love my daughter. I said, but I'm just thinking about them growing up and all of the stuff and the emotions, boys, and she's going to get married one day, and I'm going to have to go through that. That's going to be hard on me. And I said, I can't do that. I don't know if I can do that. It's just a roll of the dice, but I'm excited because it's a boy. And now my wife's like, well, now we can have some more kids. And I was like, whoa, let's have this one first.
Yeah. My husband was the same way because we had 2 girls first. And so he was like, if this third baby comes out a girl, we're done.
See, it's not just me. Okay, good. So there's other guys out there feeling the same way.
Yes.
Kind of for the same reason?
Yeah, I don't know what his reason was, but he was like, if we have 3 girls, we're not going to chance anymore trying for a 4th. So once we had that boy, he was like, okay, we can have more.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Mother Raised Crunch Rolls. Can we share a little bit about the history, the past. Like, when did this start, and why is it so good?
I don't know when she started doing it. She just like one day just made up this recipe. I guess she was making cinnamon rolls one day and was like, "Hey, let's try something." I don't know.
Yeah.
But she just started making them, and the family really enjoyed it, and like she would give it out as gifts. And my mom said she even had people who were getting married asking her to make this as in lieu of a wedding cake, have crunch rolls
Wow.
at their wedding. And so she just started teaching the rest of the women in the family, and that's just something they would do. They would get together in the holidays and make it, and people would come over to her house any time of the year, and she would ask them, "What special meal do you want?" And I'll make it. And they would always ask for the crunch roll. And so it just became really popular, and everyone started making it. And I remember as a kid watching my mom make these, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so labor intensive." And she would ask me to help her, and I'm like, "No, this takes too long to make. I don't want to. I just want to enjoy it."
Yeah.
And then my mom a couple of years ago, she was like, "You should make these. You haven't started making them. I got to pass it down to you, and you're not doing it." And I was like, "It's because it's so hard to make." But now it's like, boom, boom, boom. I can get them done real quick. I get in a groove.
How many can you make in a day?
I've made 16 rolls in a day.
16 rolls in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how long does that take?
Well, I have to make the dough the night before because it's got to sit in the fridge. And then once I get started rolling, like I can get one batch, which is 8 rolls done in about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's baked. But then I got to let them cool off before I ice them. And then icing them is another 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So it usually, I do the dough the night before, bake them in the afternoon, and then that evening I'll ice them, and then they're done.
So we mentioned this earlier, how, the holiday time and things are going on right now. Is this good for like holiday parties? Like, what is it good for?
Yes.
What have you seen people purchase it for?
I've had people purchase it for themselves to have for with their morning coffee. I've had people purchase them to take to parties, and I've had people also purchase them to give out as gifts to people. And last year I had a lady buy multiple to give to her grandchildren's teachers for Christmas gifts.
Okay.
So
Awesome. And with it being the holiday time, I saw Amber Murphy with Butler's Courtyard tune in, and she was on the show 2 days ago talking about the Birthday Joy program and a bunch of other events that they have going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's these vendor markets, Christmas markets.
Yes.
I know that you hit up a lot last year. Is that the same idea for this year?
Yes, I'm actually doing the Nassau Bay Nutcracker Market tomorrow at the Gilruth Center.
Where is that?
It's right outside of NASA, the
Okay.
Gilruth Center. And so I'll be there. This will be my first year, so I'm hoping I do really well there.
Are you concerned that the astronauts are going to gain a lot of weight? Because
No.
they have to be small to fit and go into the spaceship.
Yeah, well, they work out all the time.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. So tomorrow you're going to be at it's called the what market?
The Nassau Bay Nutcracker Market at the Gilruth Center. It's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it's free to get in.
Okay, cool. So the Nutcracker Market takes place in Houston,
Yes, there's one in Houston.
and it's big.
Yes.
And I've never been, and my plan, if things go according to the way I've planned my life, I will never go. I will never go to the Nutcracker Market. I've seen pictures, and it looks like I would be overwhelmed with stuff that I don't know. It would just make me feel weird. Have you been before?
No, I have not. I've always wanted to go. Every year it comes around, but something comes up and I just can't make it. And all my friends go, and I'm always
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I want to go," but I've never been. And my
Cool.
husband's like, "You're never going unless you have a booth there."
Yeah, then it makes sense. Then you can go and you can work it and you can sell, make some money, and then you
Yes.
probably just spend it all, maybe a little bit more.
Yes.
I saw Stephanie Kovich from Furniture Zone posted some pictures there opening day with her family. I saw Kelly Redinger with More Than Just a Society was there with a group of people as well.
Yeah, they
Opening day.
go all like ladies will get together and make shirts
Yes.
that match and like do all this fun stuff and go together.
Yeah, Amber Murphy said it's really overwhelming.
That's what I've heard. And like you don't want to take children because they do not allow strollers.
Okay, yeah.
So you want to go without kids. If they have to be in a stroller, you don't want to bring them, is what I've heard.
Is that because it would be hard to weasel around, most
I
likely?
think so.
People be bumping into the
Yeah.
displays, everything else.
Well, it makes me think of the rodeo. Whenever you go to the rodeo and you're trying to go up and down the aisles
Yeah.
for all the shops, and you've got your stroller, it's it gets crowded, and having a stroller, it makes it really difficult.
Wow. So if you've been to the Nutcracker Market before and you are watching on Facebook, let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any suggestions, should me and Chelsea just brave it out and just go one day? I don't know. These are the answers that I need. If you are hanging out, feel free to share this out. Let me know if you have any questions. The Nutcracker Market's taking place in Houston, but there is one in Nassau Bay that you can go to tomorrow at the Gilroy Center.
Gilruth Center.
The Gilruth Center.
Yes.
Okay. And then what's the next vendor event that you're going to be at?
Well, I'll be at the Merry Market at the Butler's Courtyard on December 5th. And then I have the Chick-fil-A off of 96 is having like a little thing, and I'll be setting up a booth for my travel agency, Happily Ever After Travel, there. And then the next day I'm doing a Holly Jolly Market in Texas City, where I'm going to have Mother Race Crunch Rolls and Happily Ever After Travel.
Okay, so Happily Ever After Travel. You're going to be at Chick-fil-A 96.
Mm-hmm.
What day is that one?
December 6th.
December 6th. Are they having it's a vendor market there?
Yeah, it's a vendor market just for not food vendors. They said they didn't want food vendors, but they just wanted a bunch of different types of vendors,
cool.
And they're having a little festival in their parking lot. And so they wanted all the vendors to have like a game and have candy to pass out and a little treat, but I figured I'd be there to promote my travel agency.
As if Chick-fil-A wasn't busy enough. I love that Chick-fil-A. I live close to there. That's the one I go to, and we've had the owners in studio before, and they give back a lot. They're like, here's some gift cards, give them away, and so we were able to make it rain. I think I still have some Chick-fil-A gift cards over here, and I need to give them away to you if you want one. Let me know.
My kids love Chick-fil-A. Yes.
Yeah. And Amber again, she said, hey, she'll be at Butler Courtyard's Merry Market. Hook us. Oh, she asked me to put a link in there. I need to put first she said Hardy, and then she auto-corrected it to Gardy. But yeah, the Merry Market. If Ethan, could you find a link to that and we can put it in there? Make sure that you attend that as well. I will be there, and that's on a Thursday because I just put it in my calendar.
Thursday at 6:30.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. And you were there last year.
I've been there for the past 2 years.
How has life changed since the market last year for you at Butler's Courtyard?
What do you mean?
Like, you look at a year, I remember, because I was there too, the Merry Market at Butler's Courtyard. I feel like a lot has happened in life all around in the world. But for you specifically, I mean, I could name a couple things. I know that we've talked and I've seen you post about like a keto lifestyle.
Yes.
You hit your 10-year wedding anniversary, got married, renewed your vows.
Yes, yeah, and y'all were there that morning.
Yeah. And then started a new business.
Yes.
Which we can talk about as well.
Yes.
Is there anything else I'm missing?
No, I think that's
those are the main ones.
Those are the big points. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it about, a travel agency? What made you want to open a new business?
It's just another way to make money through the year, and I love traveling, and I'm a big planner, and our family always asks me to plan stuff for them. Like right now, I'm trying to plan a family reunion for John's side of the family. Since I'm the travel agent now, they're like, okay, well, now you can do it. And so, but I love traveling. That's just a big passion of mine, and I want to travel more. And so whenever I'm planning all these trips for people, it just gets me super excited for them. And then I'm like, one day I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So
why don't you just plan an extra ticket?
Yeah.
Just don't tell anybody. It's like, this is for me to go along as well.
Yes.
Okay. I remember you mentioning whenever you renewed your vows that y'all were planning on taking a cruise. Mm-hmm. So this is the cruise, and it's coming up.
Yes.
It's this year?
Yes. December 29th, we leave.
Where are y'all going?
We're going to Cozumel, Belize, and Mahogany Bay.
Okay.
Off of near Honduras.
What's the temperature supposed to be like over there?
It's usually in the 70s and 80s. It's warm.
That's
because
awesome.
You're near the equator. So
yeah,
it's still going to be warm.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So December 29th. When do you come back?
January 5th. It's Sunday to Sunday.
Are you taking the kids with you?
No. No. They're staying with the grandparents.
Okay,
We're
cool.
splitting them up between the two sets. So.
That's smart. Oh, are y'all keeping the twins together at least?
No. The boys will be with my husband's parents, and the girls will go to my parents.
Okay. Very cool. And what is the name of the travel agency again? How can I find out information about it?
Happily Ever After Travel, and it's Chelsea Manigault - Happily Ever After Travel is my page, but there's also just Happily Ever After Travel on Facebook and on the internet.
Whenever I think of Happily Ever After, it reminds me of Disney.
Yes.
Which we were talking about this before we went on air. Have you had a chance to download and partake in the Disney Plus app and craze?
Yes, we have.
What's your favorite part so far? Is it worth it?
It is worth it, I think. We already have canceled our Netflix subscription.
Wow.
And it just has so many of the nostalgic movies and shows that we grew up with.
Yeah.
And all the new stuff that's out. And with them having the Marvel and the Star Wars, we were like, we watch all this stuff. And so we were like, let's just get rid of Netflix, because Netflix just raised their rates again, and so we're just like, we'll save money.
Yeah. I think I saw something about Hulu and Disney going in on like a price where it's like, oh, it's like $11.99 if you get both or something like that, instead of paying, $6.99 for one and $10 for the other. Then it kind of makes sense just to do that. So
That's
Disney
nice.
Probably owns Hulu. Disney has everything.
Yes, Disney does have a lot.
Yeah, even Fox. We were talking about that. So there's a ton of stuff, like TV shows, movies.
National Geographic is on there too.
Have you watched any of that?
We were watching, I think, a National Geographic where I can't think of his name. A chef was traveling around the world, and he was in Peru. Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, the cook.
Yeah, the chef. Yeah.
That's cool. That's my kind of National Geographic.
Yeah, we just watched one episode, and he was in Peru learning how to cook their meals, kind of a thing, and traveling around. So it was pretty cool.
Okay. Do you know Pierre with Top Star Marketing? He was on here a second ago. Have you met him yet?
I don't think so.
He's in Nassau Bay, like his office, but he's from Peru, and he was just there. Like, right, he put on the Bayer Houston Women's Conference. I think this was like their third or fourth one that they just got through. But he was out of town in Peru. I say out of town. He was out of the country. He was in Peru for like 2 weeks. Came back for what felt like half a week, and then it was the women's conference. I was like, how did you even plan? Like, that's the part of planning. I could never be a travel agent. Is what I'm trying to say. People don't ask me to plan the vacations. They pray that I show up.
Yeah.
Like to the airport on time. I used to stress out about travel. Have you always enjoyed, travel? Do you plan, like when you pack? Is that an easy or stressful situation for you?
It's easy.
How?
I don't know, but like the one time it was kind of stressful whenever I had to pack was whenever we got married. My husband planned our honeymoon as a surprise.
Okay.
So I didn't know where we were going. So it was the one trip I did not plan. And he just said, dress for cold. So I'm like, okay. And so I'm just like trying to dress for cold weather, but I didn't know how cold. And like I brought boots to wear, leather sole boots. Well, whenever we got to where we were going, we went to Colorado and we were going hiking in the mountains.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And so he had to go buy me hiking boots because all I had was my leather sole cowboy boots.
Yeah. Did you have enough warm clothes, though?
Yeah, he bought me a jacket as a wedding gift. So I was like, okay, well, I have the jacket and long sleeves, and I had pants, but I just need a different attire for my feet to actually be able to go hiking in the mountains.
Wow. So whenever I first got married, I stressed out. Like my wife was like, hey, let's go here. I'm like, how many clothes do I don't, I don't know. I just didn't know what to do. And so I'd have a suitcase and I'd try and plan like, okay, how many pairs of socks do I need? I need a shirt. What if I go to a restaurant? Do I need a collar? It was too much thinking. And then I got to the point where it's like, I don't care. What I would do is just take my dirty clothes hamper, wash it, dump everything out on the bed when it's clean, and it's like, well, this is what I wore for the past week. So I'm sure wherever I'm going, if I'm there for a week, it'll last. That's what I do, and then it's been stress-free ever since.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just pack what you wear all the time.
Exactly, because I wear the same stuff. Y'all see me every day. We're going to take a quick break. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. What was that? That sounded cool. That's United. What's up, Facebook? Hey, your husband said Rome. Are y'all going to Rome?
We've been to Rome, yes.
Okay, cool. How was that?
I loved it. I planned that one out too. Like whenever we went to Rome, we had watched Angels and Demons, so I planned out a Angels and Demons tour for us to go see all the spots that they went to in the movie, and so that was kind of cool.
That was a sequel, right? Or was it not?
No.
Is that the one with Tom Hanks?
It's the one with Tom Hanks, but it wasn't a sequel. It's just in the book series, all the different ones, and this was like the one after. I can't think of the name of the movie right now with the puzzle, the scroll puzzle thing.
Ethan, what's the answer? I wish we need an Ethan camera.
Yes.
And he literally has a camera right in front of his face, but we just don't turn it on. That bad. Ethan would come in more and help if we could see his face. Tom Hanks. Somebody help us out here. It's like not Castaway. It's not Castaway.
Right on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't think of it right now.
Big.
No. But yeah, whenever we went to Rome, I planned out that tour. My husband was like, I'm glad that you planned this out because last time I was here, I just kept walking in circles.
Hey, so the champ, Mr. Nate Slater, he said Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and Ethan over here holding up a phone as we get the answer from Nate. Did you search that after Nate gave the answer? That's cheating.
My cousin just said Da Vinci Code.
Yes. Hey, have you you follow the Astros?
Yes. Big Astros.
There's a little bit of controversy going on with banging on trash cans and whistling. Have you seen any of that?
No.
Where they were saying that the Astros are stealing signals from the catchers, like fastball, changeup, whatever they do.
Yeah.
If they can decipher the code, they're saying the Astros are using technology to steal those. And then whenever the like a changeup was coming, like an off-speed pitch, like hey, they're usually throwing 100, they'll throw 90. Oh, I can crank this.
Yeah.
That they would like bang on a trash can or like make a noise 2 times. And so people went back and watched like the 2017 season to go and see and posted stuff, whether it happened or not. I don't care. But it's just like a whole thing, and people are kind of mad about it.
Yeah.
It's weird, huh?
I guess saying that they cheated.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a game they played.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're allowed. You can like steal signs, but they say you're not allowed to use technology and do it. So I don't know.
I remember on the TV they used to not show the catcher whenever he was doing the signals.
Yeah.
But now they show, and
now they'll like zoom in at times and be like, "Well, you can see," Yeah. Here's the other thing. I would always just like, if I was the batter, just like turn around and look.
What you doing?
So what you throwing me, huh? And then just like look over, because obviously if he's still signaling and getting set up, then and then also you can see where they're sitting. Like, okay, he just moved outside. And then he jumps out. Yeah.
Like can't you see that out of your peripheral vision?
Yeah. But I can't hit a 90 mile an hour, probably even like a 70 mile an hour ball coming at me. So I don't know.
I would strike out every time.
Here's and this is easy for me to say. And whenever the World Series was going on, I was saying this too, that I would just get hit. But the ball's coming 100 just like I was like, why'd they move out the way? But again, it's a reflex, and if the ball's coming at 95 miles an hour, you're not gonna just. But Craig Biggio did it, but he's a legend. He would just like not move, kind of just like move his back and take it and get 3,000 hits and go to first base.
Yep.
So, there's that. Man, here's another comment. This is about sports as well. I didn't see it, but I saw a meme this morning. Anyone catch the Browns that beat the Steelers game last night? So there was a Browns player ripped off one of the Pittsburgh Steelers helmets and started hitting him with it.
Oh my goodness!
It shouldn't be allowed.
No,
I think it's against the rules.
Thrown out.
Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff. So if you've downloaded the Disney app, the Disney Plus app, let me know. And I did tag Disney in there, so hopefully Mickey Mouse will tune in and be able to give us some good stuff that we should be watching. Speaking of Disney, with the travel agency, I know there's Disney cruises, and I've heard some really amazing things about it. Yes. Is that something that you can deal with?
Yes, we do Disney and Universal, so I can do all that too.
So even to the amusement parks and stuff?
Yes.
Have you been to Disney ever? Like the parks?
I've been to Disney World, but I've
which
not
one's
been
that
to
one?
The one in Florida.
In Florida, okay.
Yes.
And then Disneyland is
California.
in California.
Yes.
I haven't been to either, but my wife has, and we were trying to go one year, but something happened, so we weren't able to. How was your experience?
Oh, I loved it. It's amazing, and it's changed a lot since I went. I went 10 years ago, and it's changed a lot. And
so that's pre-kids.
Yes, before kids we went.
Can you imagine? Okay, do you think it would be better without kids or better with kids?
I I want to say with kids because whenever they get there for the first time, just getting to see the excitement on their face whenever they see Cinderella's castle and see all the characters, I'm like, that makes it better for me. It makes it worth it. Whenever I was doing my training with the travel agency, I had to do my Disney training and go through the Disney college to get certified. They're over my shoulder watching the videos like, where's that? I want to go there. And I'm like, don't worry, we will. Especially now that they got Star Wars. My husband's like, yeah, we'll go to Disney.
Man, I feel like mine would just run away. Like
Mine would too, yeah. They would see something and like want to run off. So yeah.
There's, Beauty and the Beast and then just gone. And I'm like, I turned away for 2 seconds and I'm like, where did they go?
Yeah, exactly.
Would be my concern. And I've never been one to maybe, I'm trying to think about how to say this, put like a leash on my kids.
Yeah.
But at Disney, oh, we're getting all leashed up. I'm having everybody like, whoa. And I may be in a little sled.
Yeah. Kids pulling you around on the sled.
Yeah.
Make sure it's got wheels though. Makes it easy.
Mm-hmm. So the one in California, where's that close to city-wise? Because it's not near like L.A. Someone told me Anaheim.
Yeah, Anaheim.
Because I'm trying to go to Anaheim for NAMM, which is a big music, like instrument, equipment, recording. It's like the Nutcracker market, but for me.
Yeah.
It would be vendors everywhere with stuff that's not even out and released, and it'd just be like a candy store, right?
Yeah.
So I was telling my wife, trying to like, NAMM is coming up, and it's in January, and showing her the dates, and she's like, you want to go? Like, I don't care if you go. I was like, really? Okay, sweet. Where is it? Anaheim. She's like, oh, that's near Disney. I was like, I've never been to Disney.
Well, that one is a lot smaller, so I think maybe for your first time, that one would be easier to go to because it's smaller and not as big. Like Orlando is just humongous.
Yeah. Which one was there first? The Florida?
California? California was first, and then Disney World was next.
I just broke my pen. Made me sad. We can go on the FM here in a bit. There's a couple spots that are going to play, but yeah, again, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Ethan, yes, there is a lot of beef. It's going down in the comments right now. We have UPW coming up during the 10 o'clock hour. Well, you know Chevy, right? Do you know what UPW stands for? Undisputed Pro Wrestling, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So it'll be a good time. But Nate is the champ, and he is having Johnny Blade. I don't know. There's some drama going down, but we're gonna make sure that we get all up into that. We got 30 minutes, and it's gonna be a lot of fun too. So here we go. Linda said, "Yikes." Linda, how are you? Do you know Linda Hart? You've probably seen her at some vendor events. Y'all probably been together because she does, I think, some CBD products.
Okay.
I haven't. Have you ever tried that?
Yes, I have.
Is it liquid and you put it on
liquid.
a body part, or do you like put it in your mouth?
The stuff I get is from Plant Therapy, and you just put it under your tongue and hold it for like there for a minute.
The thing that I like, what would you take it for? Just because, like, if you had like a sore ache or something, it just helps?
For me, it's just to like whenever I'm just feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I just take it and just to help calm down.
Okay.
So
always wonder, because like if my elbow hurt, like I think you could just like rub it on there, or if you wanted to, like, yeah, you could take it orally, or just never know. But
I've never heard about rubbing it on something, but the stuff I take is what you take orally.
Okay.
So. Yeah,
and CBD. Johnny Blade says CBD is a wrestler's best friend. That makes sense. You take a lot of punishment in the ring. So here we go. We got 2 minutes, jamming some elevation, and then we can go back on the FM. All right. You had mentioned that earlier that you were homeschooled for a bit.
Yes.
And Ethan is currently doing like some dual stuff at college and homeschooled, and how that is a benefit whenever you are homeschooled for traveling. Mm-hmm. Did you travel?
Yes.
Whenever you were young?
Yes, we did. We went camping a lot. I went to El Paso. We went to Big Bend National Park, Fort Davis. We went to the McDonald Observatory out there. So it was really cool getting to travel all around there. And we went to Lake Livingston a lot.
Yeah.
So.
What kind of camping? Was it like, hey, we're setting up a tent, or did you have a camper, like a pop-up camper, or stay inside of a cabin?
We had a trailer.
Okay. So that's, I've had a friend, they would argue that's cheating. It's like, you need a tent and a fire.
Well, I do enjoy tent camping. I've been tent camping before, but whenever you got a trailer, you can go to the cold climates and still stay warm and not be in a tent needing a heater and all these extra blankets and stuff. My husband, he's not a tent camper, but he said if we had an RV or a trailer, he would go camping.
Let's go. That would be a lot of fun. Have you taken like a camping trip recently?
No, the last time we went camping was right after we got married. We went and tent camped to go to the Ren Fest, and he was like, never again. It was freezing cold, and it was not a good first experience for him.
It's going on right now, I think, the Renaissance Festival.
Yes.
Have you been to that again, but not camped like recently?
Yes,
okay.
We've been a lot. We usually take the kids every year to the Celtic Christmas, but this year instead of that, we're going to take them to Santa's Wonderland.
Okay.
Out in College Station.
Cool. Is that the one where it's like in? Someone told me about that yesterday or Wednesday rather. They said you like riding a sled.
Yes, you hayride or carriage ride. But way back whenever I just graduated high school, you used to drive through it in your car.
Okay.
Now it's just like blown up. I haven't been there since 2003, so I'm pretty excited to go and take the kids.
That's cool. Speaking of the Renaissance Festival that's going on, we are going to be giving away 4 tickets on Monday's show. So if you are interested in going, maybe you've been and want to go back, or you've never been before, if you tune in on Monday, we're going to be giving away some tickets to the Ren Fest, where you will be able to have an awesome time.
Yes,
it'll be fun.
Ren Fest is a lot of fun.
All right, here we go. We can go back on the FM right now. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now, it is 9:34. It is Friday, and the weather's been kind of cold here recently. And we were talking about camping, and I have Chelsea in studio. My name's Gardy, but your husband's watching on Facebook, and he said no winter camping. No winter camping.
Unless we're in a trailer.
Unless you're in a trailer. The weather's been kind of cold, but then it's like in that awkward phase in between right now. Are you a fan of the cold?
Yes.
Yes?
I love the cold. I like being able to bundle up because whenever you're cold, you can put on more and more layers. But whenever you get hot, you can only take off so much and you're still hot.
Yes. That makes sense. I feel the same way.
Yes.
But it's nice to have that like in between, like it's going to be in Cozumel or, you're going on a cruise.
Yes.
I'm
looking forward to
which
that.
helps that now that you have a travel agency as well.
Yes.
Can you share about that again?
Well, what do you want me to share?
Like, what do you, if somebody's looking to go anywhere, what can you help with exactly?
I can help book hotels within the United States and all over the world. I can help book tours, like groups that have like a set itinerary. Like I have someone him and his wife want to go to Egypt and do a tour there. And so I've got that in the works for them. And so I can basically plan a trip anywhere in the world and go to theme parks. And we just were able to start booking at Branson, Missouri there. The stuff going on there, we can book that now through our travel agency. And it's like you pay the same price, but then I get paid by the vendor that you're going to.
Gotcha.
So that's how I make my money, is not through you, but through like Disney will pay me, or Carnival or whatever pays me for booking your trip.
Okay, cool. And that just seems to make sense. Right now it is 9:36, hanging out with Chelsea. And this is a comment from John. He said, ask about Hotel Arthur. What is Hotel Arthur?
It's one of the hotels we stayed at in Maranello, Italy, where the Ferrari factory is. Whenever we were driving to Rome from where we lived at in Geneva, Switzerland, I found it and got online, and it was like, if you booked this certain room, you got a 40-minute test drive of a F430 Ferrari. And so I booked it for my husband so that he could get that. And he was just so shocked and amazed, and like he couldn't sleep that night after doing the test drive because he was so excited. And the funny little thing is, whenever we got to the hotel and checked in, we opened up our windows just to look at the view, and we heard country music playing. And we were like, what is this? Why is there country music playing? And so we left the hotel and just started walking around trying to find it. And we came across this community center that had a Texas flag hanging up. Everyone was in boots and Wrangler shirts and Wrangler pants and had on their cowboy hats, and they were doing line dances. And we were like, what did we just stumble upon?
Was it a wedding?
No, it was just someone had just come back from the United States that learned how
gosh.
to do line dance and just had a bunch of country music, and they were all dancing together. And we were telling them, we're from Texas. And they were like, what? And we showed them our driver's license. And then they were like, y'all need to get out on the dance floor. Y'all need to dance. Y'all need to show off. And like we were the stars because we were from Texas.
So somebody went to Texas, found out about us here as Texans, and went back and threw a Texas-themed party, it seems.
Yes, and we were there for it.
That's crazy.
Yes, it was awesome. We had a good time.
Man, that's fun and funny.
Yes, it was.
So Hotel Arthur, and you were able to test drive a Ferrari.
Yes.
How fast does that thing go?
You should ask him. I don't know. He's the one that drove it, not me. I don't drive standard, so.
Yeah.
But
That's
the next day, because we stayed at the hotel, we also got discount tickets to the museum. And so we went to the museum the next day, and then he did another test drive of California because had a back seat, but it was like itty bitty,
Nothing. Knees
in my face kind of a thing. But I got to ride in the car, so he got to do 2 test drives.
Was that a cool experience?
It was fun. The guy kept on like telling John to slow down.
Really?
He's like, you're going too fast. Slow down.
It's like I came all the way from Texas to drive this thing. We are going, and he said he got it up to 120 miles an hour.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. Was it on a closed track?
No, it was on the city streets.
So you could just drive 120 miles an hour on the streets?
Oh, we are in Europe.
I don't know. I haven't been. That would be an interesting experience.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun
crazy.
in Germany on the Autobahn too. There's no speed limit there.
I've heard that.
Yes.
I've heard that. What were y'all driving on that?
Unfortunately, we were in a Ford Fiesta, but my husband wanted to go get a Porsche for the day.
We'll just turn the Fiesta in, get a Porsche, and that would make sense.
But like a lot of the car rental places, like in Germany, like make you sign something saying you will not like do this on the Autobahn. And so like where we lived, we could rent a Porsche and not have to sign that thing, and then drive to Germany and go on the Autobahn. He was like very tempted to do that.
Yeah.
Because we were going to see the Neuschwanstein Castle out there. So
what is that?
it's where they say where Disney got the inspiration for the Cinderella castle was from this castle out in Germany. It's in the Bavarian Alps. So it was built by Mad Ludwig is his last name, I think.
Is that one of the kings or something? Or
yeah.
Is he, okay.
Yeah.
It's weird to think that those things really happened because the castles are there. It's like, who lived in this and decided, like, I'm a king and I need a giant castle?
Yeah. Well, the castle is, like, not finished because he died in the building of it. And so, like, it's just, like...
It's not even done?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the building itself is done, but it's, like, not all the rooms were done. And so, like, you only get to see some of the places inside the castle whenever you go tour it. So. Very
cool. So if you're looking to go and check out Hotel Arthur or go to Germany... Stay in a castle, can hit up Chelsea.
Yes.
It'd be a lot of fun. And then we could talk about Mother Ray's crunch rolls. So how many people can this feed?
Well, it depends on how you slice it and if people can only eat one piece. So not usually.
Your self-control.
Yes. But it usually can feed about 12 to 15 people.
Yeah, and this smells awesome.
Yeah, my house smells amazing whenever I'm baking these.
I know that these keep as well.
Yes.
Like if you wanted to buy one now, you can freeze them, right?
Yes, I've already got a bunch of them frozen because I've been having to make a bunch for this show I'm doing tomorrow at the Nutcracker Market. Mm-hmm. So I've got a bunch in the freezer already to take there to sell. But if you keep them in the freezer, they can last a year. If you keep them in the fridge, I would say a week, and on the countertop, just a couple days.
Okay.
So.
How long are you going to be selling this season of you making these? Because you don't make these year round, right?
Well, I've started to make them at Easter. I had a pretty good amount of people this past Easter, so I'm going to try it again and see if I still have a lot of people who want them. But I usually just make them during November and December.
Okay.
For Thanksgiving and Christmas.
So I saw you made a post on your Facebook. you and your husband, you put a before and after picture from, February, y'all renewed y'all's vows till now.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been on a keto lifestyle, a keto nutritional plan, right?
Yes.
How has that gone while making crunch rolls? How can you do that?
It's gotten easier for me since I've been on this for a while. It's easier for me to resist the sugar because I do the keto fat bombs. And so whenever I'm like, I want a piece of candy, I just go grab one of those fat bombs and eat that instead. And that curbs my craving.
Yeah.
So
what kind of progress have y'all seen, you and your husband, doing keto?
a lot. We're both losing a lot of weight and getting healthier. And I'm able to fit into clothes I never thought I'd wear again. And so it just makes me happy to be able to pull those clothes out and be like, oh my gosh, I can wear clothes I wore before I had kids.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is cool. So right now it's 9:42. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back on the FM as well. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Someone rescheduled a meeting. Let me see.
I got a bunch of people on my watch party.
What's up, folks? Let me see. Yeah, we had a meeting. Let me see. And I need to tell them that someone rescheduled. Who all's watching on the watch party?
A bunch of friends and family. I'm glad you told me about the watch party. I've never done it before.
This guy out there. Sorry. He's like, someone had texted me something about a meeting, then told me to text phone. I was like, I know, I responded. Man. Yeah, watch parties are cool. Facebook is interesting because they change it up. Are you on Instagram?
Yes, I try to do it with my travel.
Mm-hmm. Instagram, release some news that they are going to be taking away the number of likes that people can see. So I think as you scroll a feed, it'll say, oh, this has 10 likes, this has 100 likes, this has 5,000 likes. So as you scroll your feed, I think you won't be able to see that. And I was trying to figure out why. I think sometimes people are more likely to like something if it has a lot of likes, or, it has one like, I'm not going to like it. And so maybe there's that. But then also someone else brought it to my attention that being like an influencer, like on Instagram, is a career now. And if like Disney decided to pay, you to make a post, I don't know. There's some other things. Like I think they would rather have the money go to them, like as a sponsored post instead of to an influencer. Because it just makes sense. It's my platform, right? So I don't know. There's probably some multiple reasons why, but just an interesting thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to keep talking about keto, but what kind of stuff is like your go-to? What's a normal like week or a meal or a day look like for you?
For breakfast, whenever I do eat, it's usually eggs and sausage or eggs and bacon, and I cook the eggs in bacon fat. And I like to do a bulletproof coffee sometimes, which has the heavy whipping cream, the butter, and the MCT oil in it. And then for lunches, I'll either go get a rotisserie chicken or a bag of lettuce and have that for lunch, or I'll just eat lunch meat with pepperoni and a cheese stick and some pork rinds for lunches. And then dinners, it just varies. Like last night, I did a chicken and broccoli stir fry just without the noodles, and we had that for dinner, and it was really good, and all the kids enjoyed it, even the twins.
That's awesome. How do your eggs come out using the bacon fat? Because sometimes I've done that, but do you use a different pan, or do you like the same one?
Well, like whenever I cook my bacon, I cook it in the oven, and I put it on parchment paper.
Yeah.
And then I pour the grease into a jar, and so whenever I go to cook eggs, I'll just scoop out some and put it in the pan. Yeah,
because I've done that before, but like I'm using the same pan, and then I'm just like, I'll just pour some of this grease out over here, or like try and use a different one. And then my eggs, they're good, but they always come out like not pretty. But it doesn't matter. Like I'm gonna eat it anyways. Like no matter what it looks like. But they're just like the black and the brown of the bacon.
Yeah,
kind of goes into it. Tastes good though.
It does. It's delicious.
And Dr. Chapa is the one who kind of informed me on fats, like helping you feel full. So I guess that's the whole idea. You remove the sugar, remove the carbs, and if you're still hungry, instead of using the carbs to feel full, use the fat, and that'll help carry you over.
And avocado is another good fat for keto that you can eat. So
You're a fan of avocado then?
sometimes, like I prefer to eat it in guacamole form on a chip. So I'll get pork rinds and
Okay.
and eat it.
I was going to say, yeah, because you can't do chips.
No.
And then, I guess pork rinds are just fried fat.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Our friends at the Texas Pit Stop, they make some, and it's good because they fry them like to order. And then they also made them into nachos. Have you done that, pork rind nachos?
No, I haven't, but I think my husband has. So he likes
good.
to do that. He loves nachos and cheese dip, and so, well, I like to get the barbecue flavored from HEB. Those are really good, but then we'll get the regular ones if we're going to use it to like dip in salsa or cheese dip.
Yeah, I got you. All right, well, we'll go back on the FM. We got 2 minutes, and then we can kind of go through, Mother Ray's Crunch Rolls, and then talk about the travel agency and how people can get a hold of you, and then we'll just be out of time. We will be sewing it up. One of my friends texted this morning as I was leaving the gym and was like, "Hey, my wife's going into labor." He doesn't live around here, so I was like, "Oh, that's awesome! Congratulations! Here we go." And so it's in a group. My friends was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he said, "She's way into labor."
Active labor?
Yeah, like I don't know what that means, but it's their first baby.
Oh.
It's a little girl, and so he's like, "She's way into labor."
Yeah.
Y'all got this. Linda said I guess she doesn't like pork rinds because she put pork rinds ! With the throw up face.
my husband did pork rind nachos with the drool face.
Man, is chili count as keto?
You can make a keto chili. Yes.
Okay.
I've done it before.
So I can't just get like Wolf brand chili because that's like my thing. And then cheese.
You can have cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually looked up a recipe to make chili to put on hot dogs for like making chili dogs just without the bun.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one of my next things I do is make that kind of chili.
That's awesome. Yeah, the buns are like, I mean, it's good. But what I do, if I had like a chili dog, or like probably 3 if I'm being honest, I'm just going to put them right there and then just get chili and pour it over like everything, not like trying to eat it with my hands and cheese. And then just get mustard and it's like, all right. And then just get a knife and a fork. And it's
that's
like
what I do.
A casserole.
Yeah. Well, and they do have the chili dog casseroles that you can make for keto, but I prefer just to pour it over the hot dog and eat it instead of baking it in a casserole.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So we got 10 seconds. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now it is 9:50 on a Friday morning. TGIF. I'm excited. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. Maybe you're watching at work. Maybe you are listening from home, but we broadcast live on Facebook. You can also listen live from the KHEA Radio app. If you don't have it, go search KHEA Radio in the App Store and the Google Play Store. You can download it, and you can actually go back and watch all of these shows. It's linked to our YouTube, so you can do that. But we upload them about once every week and a half or so because we produce a lot of video around here. But right now, I have about 10 minutes left, and we're talking to Chelsea Manigold about Mother Ray's Crunch Rolls and the travel agency that they are currently promoting. So how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
Good. You dropped the kids off at school.
Yes.
They go out and in San Leon, and you came in, and we've been talking, hanging out, and there's been a lot of stuff that has come up so far. We talked about keto. We talked about Mother Ray's Crunch Rolls, which they don't necessarily go together.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But you did say that you've played around with the idea of it, trying to make keto.
I'm trying. I can do all the other stuff keto that I need. It's just trying to find the right dough consistency to make a keto crunch roll.
Do you think that would be more realistic for like next year, 2020?
Probably. Yeah, I've still got to find the right type of dough. I was trying to get some for this year, but it just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
I know I have a lot of people who have asked last year, can you make this keto? And I'm like, no, not yet.
Straight up, like,
Last year it was a flat no. This year I was like, well, maybe I can try. So,
I'm working on it.
So we'll see if next year I can get one.
Yeah. I always wonder if there's products out there that's like 100% vegan or like, keto friendly or this is keto. Like, is it really? Because they could just like print that on the package, which you could do, but like, yeah, this is keto.
It's keto.
Totally
sure.
keto. And then it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's not at all. But that just wouldn't be right. So
No.
you're working on it.
Yes.
I've seen some like keto tortillas, and I've seen restaurants try and make some, but it is interesting with the consistency, trying to get it right.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the thing, just trying to get the consistency right, because the fathead dough is just too sticky to try and roll up for the crunch roll.
How do they sell the fathead dough?
I've only ever made it. I found a recipe on Pinterest and make fathead dough for like doing pizza.
Okay, and it's good for that?
Mm-hmm. It's delicious.
Man, how do you like your pizza? If you're making it at home, keto friendly, or
I
what do you
like
put
just
on it?
Pepperoni on it. I'm just plain pepperoni.
I was hoping for like some onions, mushrooms.
I'm not a big onion or mushroom person.
That's okay.
The onions have to be like cooked to where they're like mush. I don't like the crunch.
Oh yeah, I feel the same way. I started eating mushrooms when I was young because of the Ninja Turtles. Growing up, and it was like Ninja Turtles and all the the cartoon. They put everything on their pizza, and so I was like, I want to try it. So that's what happened for me.
I just couldn't get into mushrooms. I'm just not a mushroom person.
Yeah. So can we talk about, I guess, travel agency? How can somebody find you on the internet, or how can they get a hold of you? And then what do you specialize? What can you help them with?
My Facebook page is Chelsea Manigault - Happily Ever After Travel, but then they also have you can Google search on the internet Happily Ever After Travel, and you'll go to the website, and then you can look up all the different travel agents that are in the company and choose which one is closest to you. We're all over, mainly in Oklahoma and Texas, but we have gotten more that are outside of those two states. But we can help with booking your hotel, booking your trip to Disney or Universal, booking your cruise on whatever cruise line you want to go on, booking a guided tour all over the world in all the different countries, and all-inclusive hotels all over the world.
Cool. What's the benefit of going with a travel agent like yourself?
You're supporting a local business, because I get paid through the vendor that you're booking with. So you pay the same price you would online, but through me, I get paid back from that vendor as booking you with them.
Okay, awesome. And then how can somebody get a hold of you for Mother Ray's Crunch Rolls if they want to place an order? What's the turnaround time? If I was like, I need one for like tonight, is that possible?
Yes, I have some in my freezer
right
now that I could sell today. But I'm going to be taking a bunch of them tomorrow to the thing. But yes, I have a lot in my freezer.
All right. So reaching out through Mother Ray's Crunch Rolls Facebook, is that the way to get a hold?
Yes.
Okay.
But turnaround time, if you place an order, today for a special roll, if I wasn't doing an event, it would be ready on Sunday, because I would make the dough tonight, then I would bake them and ice them tomorrow, and then they'd be ready for pickup on Sunday. But,
okay.
I am going to be making a fresh batch this next week, because I do have someone who wants a crunch roll without pecans. So all the ones I have already made have pecans in them. So I have to make one without.
And when is the next time somebody can just go to an event and be able to purchase some of these?
Tomorrow at the Nassau Bay Nutcracker Market at the Gilruth Center right next to NASA.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share while you're here today?
Hi, John. Hi, Barrett and Ruby and Riker that are at home.
All right. Hey, well, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. We're going to take a quick break on the FM. Whenever we come back, we're going to be talking to Mr. Bart. We'll be talking to Mr. Chevy about UPW. It's taking place in Santa Fe this evening. It's going down. Ooh. Indoor axe throwing facility. They offer group training, individual activities,
go
and
there.
special.
I haven't been yet.
Well, you know what? I'll let you, if you want to, you can just get the axe and go there and try and throw it.
Might hit that. I would not want to do that.
Yeah, check him out. That was an Axe Master spot.
Yeah.
It's our good friend. I saw Robin. She had tuned in for a bit earlier.
Oh, man. Well, thanks again for having me.
Thank you for coming.
It was fun.
Yes.
Did y'all want to keep this?
Maybe Bart. I'm sure Kurt will loosen up. Yeah, you can go get him. Yeah, we'll keep that. Oh, okay. I'm telling people we eat it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh, here, let me leave you some business cards.
Okay. Okie doke.
Here's some for Mother Ray's.
Thank you. There you go.
Get my travel agent.
You probably can't see that, but that's the camera shot we left it on. We got some Mother Ray's Crunch Rolls here in studio with Chelsea.
There's some travel agent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Happily ever after travel. Just straight up. It reminds me of Disney. So I was like,
Well, they started out just specializing in Disney,
Uh-huh.
the people who started the company, and now it's just grown to being able to do everything. So, thanks again.
Cool.
Let me go out the door I came in.
Oh, man. What'd you say?
Let me go out that door.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Either one is fine. Either one.
All right, bye.
Bye. We'll see ya. See ya. Uh-oh. Johnny Blade said, Gardy, if you can get me on the air after 10, I have to make a public apology to the champ and UPW over my actions at the last show. You know what? We can probably make that happen. I don't know. Yeah, Bart and Chevy can't hear. And Chevy looks nice. He always looks good, but there's a little bit extra swagger in the room this morning. As hey, do y'all want some Mother Ray's Crunch Rolls?
I do not, but maybe I'm good for right now.
Okay.
Bart Harris.
Well, I have some people here that was going to tear that up here in a bit. Everything going good?
Everything's going amazing.
Really well.
It's going down tonight.
It's going down tonight. This is
And
mics. Mic check. We checking mics.
mics are on. Let me see you check, Chevy.
Check.
All right, and let me readjust. I might be able to get both of y'all on this camera shot, and then
Wait, are we too
Is that
wide?
okay?
Am I too wide for the camera shot? Is that what you're saying? I can scoot
move
over.
it over just a
I'm not
little
scared to sit closer to Bart.
no, y'all are perfect.
Owner,
Don't
operator,
move a muscle.
CEO of Undisputed Pro Wrestling, Mr. Bart Harris. I'm excited to sit next to him.
I'm excited to have y'all here. So
I know.
Tonight, it's going down. Last time it was in Bay Cliff. It was the beatdown. This is November Rain. How can somebody, first, let's get this. We'll get into this as soon as we can, but
Okay.
How can somebody get tickets? How can they attend? Can you get them at the door? Where do they go? Where's it at?
Now you can get them at the door. We're leading up to the show, so pre-sales are pretty much done. You can't get them at the door, cash, credit, or PayPal.
Okay, here's the other thing. So Anthony said, boo that announcer, boo. Anthony Macaluso talking about with Rockin' Rivers Bounce House Party
I
Spot.
know. After all I do for him.
You can't.
After all I do.
You can't boo this announcer. He's the best in the business.
Oh, best in the business. I've done one show. Already on top of the charts. Can I just say my favorite thing about KHEA radio is this man right here? The intern.
Keep
He's
going. Is there
amazing.
anything else that's your favorite thing about
That's it right there. Boom.
That's it. We're done. Man, no, I love Ethan. And I texted Ethan this morning, and I was
Intern
like, Ethan, are you out of town? Because it's like an 80% chance he's out of town, 20% chance he's in town. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. He said, I'm walking in the door right now. And I got so excited. Ethan's
He's a
here.
world traveler.
He
Intern
is.
Ethan.
And you know what?
Do you actually intern other places in the world?
We joke. I
That's
think
the story. Last time I heard he was interning Paris, France.
Yeah.
All of it.
He was like interning at Engine and KSBJ and trying to get a job and 104, 97.9.
He single-handedly is bringing back Rock 101, I heard.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's bring it back. So Anthony said that is lies, talking about the was there some beef going on? Were people booing you at the last show?
Nobody boos me. Anthony has recently lost a bunch of weight, and I'm super proud of him.
He looks great.
His head stayed the exact same size, but
Aww.
the weight loss is really good, man. Your head will catch up, I promise.
Oh, man. That hurts. That hurts here. He looks good.
He does look great.
That's a busy man, too.
great.
He was in the other day. He's actually coming in next week.
Rockin' Rivers Bounce House. We'll put that over as a sponsor to our podcast, Chop to the Chest Radio. Love letter to local wrestling. If you haven't checked that out, you should. And also Anthony Macaluso Realty, who I just saw people walking around in their hats. So, the hats are working, buddy. Seen a few rolling around the grounds.
I know Anthony has sponsored some of the UPW shows.
He is a sponsor.
Yeah, he is a sponsor for this one, Rockin' Rivers Bounce House and Party Supplies, and he sponsored our last Santa Fe show too, I believe.
Yeah. So we were at Legacy Collision the other day, and they're like, "Hey, y'all going to be at the show?" I was like, "Yes, I am going to be at the show on Friday." They're like, "Awesome," and they're a sponsor as well.
Yeah, they are.
So thank you, Legacy Collision.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're very happy to have them on board as well.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and we can switch it on to the FM, and we're gonna get rocking. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now it's 10:01 on a Friday morning, and we have a treat in store for you. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to share this out, start a watch party, invite and tag a friend. Let's get 1 million people watching this stream live at one time on Facebook.
I like that.
If you're listening on 99.5 FM, thank you. You can listen on the KHEA Radio app as well. I got Mr. Chevarea in studio. I got Mr. Bart here. He is the founder of UPW, Undisputed Pro Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
How are y'all doing this morning?
Doing great.
We're doing excellent.
I'm glad y'all are here because there is something taking place tonight that I feel is an opportunity for everybody to have some family-friendly fun and maybe the best night of their lives.
Well,
I think so.
that's
I will 1,000% back that up.
well.
So.
That's high praise and high hopes. It's going to be a fun time. I believe it's going to be a great time, family friendly. Looking to see a bunch of people come out, bring the kids, bring grandma, bring everybody. It's going to be great.
Yeah. It's going to be in Santa Fe again. Last time it was in
Baycliff.
Baycliff, the beatdown.
The Baycliff beatdown.
And this one is called...
It was at a fire station, just in case.
This one-
It was so fire. we had to be prepared.
So where's it at?
This one's at Arcadia First Baptist Church, the big gymnasium they have over there, and this one's November Rain. So we're going to have 7 matches tonight. We got the UPW heavyweight champion Nate Slater versus Kid Ransom. Tag team champions Nate Laws and Lance Beretta versus Bayou Cartel. We got a big lineup tonight.
Man.
Yep.
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. We had to have it at a church this time because some of these guys probably going to need prayer after the matches.
Man.
So first we had to put out the fires. Now they need some prayer. It's going to be intense. Kid Ransom versus Nate Slater. A lot of hostility. I don't know if you go on the Facebooks, you find Kid Ransom's page. He just cut a promo at the end of the Baycliff beatdown. Somebody, and we didn't know who at the time, came out in a gorilla mask mocking Mr. Nate Slater. They pinned him. They took the belt because the belt was stolen earlier on in the show, and then later come to find out it was Kid Ransom who was mocking Nate Slater in the monkey mask and happened to burn the monkey mask on air on his Facebook, showing what's going to happen to Nate Slater. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a little afraid. I just get in, I announce the matches, and I get out as fast as I can. There's a lot of hostility, a lot of big men.
So you made your debut, Chevy. You made your debut as a ring
My
announcer.
professional wrestling debut as a ring announcer. Yes, all I've ever done before is just been a barber, cut some ponytails and whatnot, live on the stage, But yeah,
You
it was
cut
pretty-
a lot of wrestlers' hair. Speaking of ponytails,
I do.
Yeah.
I do in real life. Yes.
and how has that been going for you? Are you
Oh,
looking
man.
at leaving that all behind, full time, being the in-ring announcer for UPW?
I'm trying to combine them. I'm trying to cut hair in the ring and announce at the same time is really my ultimate goal. But yes, yeah, man, I'm very Undisputed Pro Wrestling ring announcer. That's what the attire is about. This isn't Barber Chevy. This isn't photography Chevy.
It should be.
This is ring announcer Chevy.
Yeah.
I have these are actually 1970s glasses with my prescription in them. Throwback to Gorilla Monsoon, Ric Flair, men of that era. Always in a suit.
Man,
I styling and profiling.
I think in-ring announcer should be the only Chevy. Like, he's the one who also cuts hair. So you're like, coming up next to my chair is
Right.
Mr. Ethan.
Low fade. Yeah.
Exactly. And he's the one who's taking pictures and videography at weddings and
It's a lot,
everywhere.
bro. It's a lot.
Does
Yeah.
it all, man.
What's funny is that I don't even dress up for weddings. I usually just wear a button-up and jeans because sometimes I'm rolling around on the ground. Who knows what's going to go down on an outside wedding? But you say wrestling, and I'm in a 3-piece suit. Like it's funny. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I'm excited. I publicly want to thank Bart Harris for giving me the chance.
Thank you.
I may or not be getting calls all across America to come do announcing in multiple sports. But
I've been blowing up his phone for years, like trying to get him on here. I was like,
Right.
can you just have a show or
I
something?
just announce your day, you
Yeah.
know.
As I walk
Waking
out.
up in the morning.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Hey, so during the 9 o'clock hour, I was talking about travel, and we were talking about desserts and keto and all kinds of stuff. We were all over the place. But there was drama going down in the comments section of
Already.
the Facebook feed, and it's not just like been on the feed. It's been all over the Facebook, I mean, for months now.
Yeah.
So this all leads to tonight.
Yeah.
And, the headlining match
Prayers.
is pretty big. It's a big match.
It is.
Yeah. It's for the UPW Heavyweight Championship, so it's the top prize in our company. for sure.
I hear it's the most prestigious title that's ever graced the streets of Santa Fe and Bay Cliff.
That is true.
Word on the street.
And I don't know how y'all feel about this, but Johnny Blade, Mr. Johnny Blade, who is a Lamarck native, and so I love, we love Lamarck, and so I'm just like, I feel like we're boys. But he was asking, I think he wanted to call in.
Well, he can call in. I think he owes Nate Slater an apology.
That's what he said he wanted to do, to publicly apologize for that went down last time.
Well, they tried to sneak a win and run off with a title, while Slater's in the back looking for it. So
let me say this: Nate Slater's been on the show.
Yes,
he goes by the Silverback, all in perfect title for him because he's a mountain of a man, giant beard, even crazier, let's say, anger inside him, and he's just not a guy you want to meet in an alley. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He will. I've literally seen him rip somebody's arm off and then beat them with the arm he had ripped off. And so and Kid Ransom, man, is just an old cowboy to the. Some people adapt these wrestling personas. Kid Ransom is just that as a man, like cowboy, tough. I've seen him beat people with bells, bull ropes, insane. And so they're meeting in the middle of this squared circle. And I hate to say Johnny Blade, I'll put this man over all day long. One of the best heels in the game. Heat seeker, my friend. Everywhere he goes, there's just fire behind him. And I feel that is really one of the only advantages Kid Ransom has is Johnny Blade in the corner, because you never know what's going to happen with Johnny Blade. Johnny Blade goes for the W's, my friend. The wins, no matter how, lie, cheat, steal, very Eddie Guerrero style of thoughts, a W's a W. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I think the weight is shifted from an announcer perspective a little bit on the Kid Ransom Johnny Blade side, just because it's a numbers game, So unless Slater's out recruiting, I don't know.
He's been rolling solo.
It seems Johnny Blade, there's a little in UPW, you start, kind of peeking behind the curtain, looking behind the scenes, and he's building a little army, it looks like. What do you think, Bart?
Well, he's got a crew coming up. Jesse Logan, who was Johnny's partner at the last show, he's maybe still a little angry with Johnny for not picking up the win in that match. Kid Ransom now, David Duperon, who's I believe facing your cousin tonight.
In a three-way,
Jason Knight and your cousin JT Royce.
Man.
Yeah, so Johnny's got a busy night tonight too. He's got 3 guys on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm seeing
small army. I say small army.
Well, somebody said is the Blady Bunch down to 2 members now, which I think is a great name. The Blady
Bunch. I do like that.
The Johnny Blady Bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's Iron Mike, who is he's the commissioner, correct?
Yes. Commissioner.
He said he said Iron Mike and Chevy always looking dapper.
I like that. He's my man. Iron Mike. He's my man. We're gonna we should do a sitcom together. Iron Mike. Just walk around in suits all day.
And that's the name, Iron Mike and John always looking dapper, and y'all just like walk around just looking good all the time.
Yeah.
It's easy. Well, it's easy for me to say that, but it's not easy to look that good.
Oh, thanks.
There's some work that goes into that, right?
I just got back from Big Mike's barber studio in Santa Fe, Texas. He had the chop shop in Santa Fe, Texas, literally just from here, or from there to here.
Well, it's looking fresh.
Yeah, he faded me up, lined up the beard for tonight. I had to look good for the people.
How's Big Mike doing? He's doing good?
He's doing amazing, man. He's doing amazing. So finished cutting the hair, and actually somebody had called him, and he went to go rescue a friend because he's just that guy, So stops haircut, and he's kind of like, all right, man, I'm out. Fix your own hair. And I was like, okay, But yeah, he had to go save somebody. So
hey, you've been cutting at some places too. Where you been?
Yeah,
at?
man. I told him I'd give him a shout out because I'm supposed to be there right now, but I told him, I was like, I ain't coming in. I'm going on KHEA. State-of-the-art barbershop in League City, Texas. That's 815 West Main. The owner's name is Ever Cruz, man. Just amazing team, Ever. My man Alfonso's there. Miss Linda Williams, she's amazing. She doesn't like me to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. American Idol, I think she made it to like the top 20 or something.
Wow, that's awesome.
And she's there. My goal is to film her singing while cutting hair, and she refuses to do it. I'm like, you know how viral we'd go if you would just. She's like, then every person in here is going to ask me to sing for them, and I'm like, hey, that's tips, baby. That's tips. So yeah, I've been cutting over there, and I'm there for sure every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I'm still at the Riot Barber Studio in Santa Fe, which is my own studio. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
So state of the art barber, 815 West Main. What is that near?
It's in between 45 and Highway 3, right next to the Dairy Queen. There's a shopping strip, I guess you should say. There's a tattoo parlor there, and
on the north side, on like.
If you're going north from here, from south, like you're going 45 north, you take a right on 518.
Yeah,
And,
is that where Studio 13.5 used to be? Is that because that's the only tattoo shop
maybe.
I kind of know over there?
It should be right there, right next to Dairy Queen.
Okay.
So I ate way too much Dairy Queen working there, I can tell you that.
Ain't nothing wrong with Dairy Queen.
Ain't nothing wrong with Dairy Queen.
That's what I like about Texas.
Intern Ethan, how you feel about Dairy Queen? Uh-oh. It's getting real.
Ethan's popping. We're popping the mic on for Mr. Ethan.
I got a gift card.
No, that wasn't even planned. I'm pretty sure you're about to get sponsored by Dairy Queen.
I always keep
I
that
got a
thing
gift
on me.
card. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. The nearest one's in Dickinson.
Yeah, there's one in
okay.
Dickinson.
Yeah.
So I'm tagging Dairy Queen. We're gonna get
Dang.
Ethan Dairy Queen sponsorship here.
Dude, I would love
shoot
it.
that sponsor over to UPW while you're there.
Hey, so you have a wrestling podcast.
I do.
What is the name? How can I listen to it?
Shop to the Chest Radio. Me and Mr. 409, one half of the tag team champions of Undisputed Pro Wrestling, Mr. Nate Laws. We interview a lot of local wrestlers, man. I know we're talking UPW, but local Texas wrestling is on fire. A lot of guys from Booker T's Reality Wrestling come on, and my goal and hopes is to actually get Miss Queen Charmel for our season closer before December on the show. I'm in the works of trying to do that. So if she's listening, come on, baby. Come on there.
Was Gino on the latest?
Gino was the latest one out. One's fixing to drop with Aiden Cristiano, which is you know anything about Aiden Cristiano?
Yeah, I know it.
He is the
He's been on air here.
He's the godfather
Yeah.
of Houston wrestling, man. Every single person that we have on the show, I'm sure many guys at UPW too. Man, he's been in the ring with. He's made them better. I mean, you get in the ring with Aiden, he's gonna light you up. He's gonna force you to get to a new level. So he's on there. Gino just signed to Major League Wrestling. Was our latest interview, I guess you should say. And,
yes.
Yeah, man, just talking all about his signing. Gino's been on a couple times, and so we tried to keep it short on the history of Gino, even though it's a crazy history. He's been in locker rooms since he was in diapers. His dad was a lucha wrestler for AAA in Mexico. So, I mean, just in his blood. So that's kind of what leads me here, man. Like I said, like just this love and passion for local wrestling. An opportunity opened up to work with Undisputed Pro. And, man, I jumped at it. Like, hey, let me try this. I've never done it before, but I never shut up. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do ring announcing. And, I think
I'm pretty sure I could do it.
It went fairly well,
It went really well.
Yeah.
It went really well.
So they gave me a mic, and I only messed up 170 times. And, the other 200, I was all right. So.
Hey, Johnny Blaze said you should be trying to get me on your show, Chevy. That is probably true.
That is true. We've been talking UPW show. We've just been crazy busy with Mr. 409's work schedule and then my haircut schedule.
So Mr. 409, he is wrestling tonight. He's part of a tag team.
Yes. 409 made, I believe, with Mr. Lance
I think
Beretta.
It's 409
Just
now.
the 409, they changed it?
Yeah, the 409.
Who are they up against?
These are things I need to know.
They're up against Pablo Cruz and Voodoo, the Bayou Cartel.
Yes.
They're a pretty well-traveled tag team now. They're doing a lot of work in Louisiana.
And young. They're young.
Yeah, fairly young.
And they tear it up, man. So, yeah, they've highlighted every tag team. I've seen them every match they've been in at UPW, and then I've seen him in Texas All-Star, and I think Renegade Wrestling over in North Houston.
DZW.
And they're always putting on a show.
Yeah.
Man. So, my boy Mr. 409 is my brother. Mr. Lance Brett, his partner, but I think they have, their work cut out for them, man. Those guys are vets in the game, but some of these young cats, they like to be legend killers, if you say, you know what I'm saying.
They're trying to win the gold themselves. So.
Yeah. Hey, can you stay unbiased being the announcer? Obviously, you're friends with Nate Laws.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't at all.
You're rooting.
Like when the other team gets announced, I'm like, oh, it's the Bayou Cartel, and then it's like, Mr. 409, So Nate did definitely have the loudest announce last time, but yeah, I don't get paid to be, to be biased. I don't get paid to stay in the middle. I just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Have you gotten any blowback from any of the other wrestlers? I'd be mad.
No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. But I'm just kidding. I'm just telling radio stories. My thing is, why let the truth get in the way of a good story? You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, that's funny. So right now it's 10:16. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're streaming live on Facebook and also on the KHEA radio app. Feel free to download it if you hadn't, because then you can listen from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at. Tonight, it's Arcadia First Baptist Church. Mm-hmm. What is that located near? Like, where is that at?
That's if you go down Highway 6 towards Alvin, it's it's before Santa Fe High School.
Okay.
So yeah, it's between the CVS and Santa Fe High School.
On the right?
Yes, on the right.
On the same side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I hadn't been before. I to Arcadia Baptist, so it'll be my first time there. I did go to the one in Santa Fe where it was in the gymnasium, which was fun. There was a lot of, there's some vendor tables, and I actually saw a post somebody made said, "Hey, I'm going to be back out there because you can get some cool like wrestling gear and merch."
Oh, yeah.
Some fun stuff.
Yeah, Jaime Martinez.
Hottest merch table in the game.
Yeah,
That's what
baby.
he said.
JMT
Bro.
shirts. Yeah, he has
Bro.
some cool throwback stuff, old NWO stuff, and just cool stuff from the 90s and from Japan and Mexico and just all over the place. Really cool stuff.
Just stuff you can't just jump online and find.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you truly are a wrestling fan and you want to rock that wrestling vintage gear to let the world know everything that your heart's desire is about, that's the man to see.
And so he'll be there tonight.
Yeah,
He
he
will.
will be there tonight.
And then, of course, a lot of the wrestlers have merch tables. I know
Yeah.
Mr. 409 has shirts. Mr. Nate Slater has shirts. Stray Galactica, he has.
Well, he's not there tonight.
He's not there tonight.
He has big merch deal.
Yeah.
Smoke the Reaper has merch. There's a lot of guys. A lot of guys make a little extra money selling shirts, and we're all about that. Let the guys go out there and get their name out. We're building everybody's individual business up with ours.
Support independent wrestling, my friend.
Because I would say every wrestler is their own brand.
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
UPW is a brand as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's we try to bring in guys that we have guys that have strong fan bases, and we have guys that are relatively unknown that can build, but everybody on the show is pretty much a quality wrestler, quality talent. And we're trying to do business with them, just like with our sponsors. We want to put on a good show for our sponsors. We want to put on a good show for the other wrestlers, and to build our brand, so that people think of us, they think of a quality show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's true. I'm going back to the merch, man. Anybody can wear a John Cena shirt, but to wear a Nate Slater silverback shirt is a sign that you're a real true fan of independent wrestling.
Right.
So
Yeah. Speaking
I'm
of
gonna put it
merch,
out
this is a great question, and I appreciate this one. Where and when can you get Chop to the Chest radio merch?
oh, who asked that?
That's Eddie.
Eddie's our third in crime. It's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. It actually might be done today. To be honest with
Oh,
you,
so y'all- it's literally
Chop to
coming.
the Chest wrestling shirts. Yeah, coming. Like the
very
order's in. We're just waiting on it to be done. Had a snafu and some production, but man, I talked to our shirt printers, Patriot Tees in Santa
Yes.
Fe, Texas. If you guys are looking for a good shirt printer, man, those guys are bad to the bone. Mr. Ernie Roberts and Aurora Roberts, family owned, operated. They just did some Riot Barber Studio shirts for me, which are out, by the way. You can pick up Riot Barber Studio, amazing logo, and they were fabulous. So we're just waiting on the Chop to the Chest shirts to hit the tables, baby. And crazy enough, I doubt we're gonna have them tonight, but crazier things have happened, So we might have them there.
I'm hoping it's tonight.
It's word on the street, man. They said, hey, I'll make the attempt, but for sure in the next few shows that we attend. Our goal for Chop to the Chest, man, is to start hitting up just local shows, having tables, letting people know we exist. That's the biggest thing, man. We have some amazing shows, but just like not everybody knows we're there. And so, it's not a crazy listen, but we're averaging about 300 listens a week, which is not, not a small number in my book. It's
cool.
That's a good wrestling show.
Yeah,
That's a good.
absolutely.
If you put on a wrestling show, 300 people show up, you're excited. So 300 people are listening.
Yeah.
And so that's exciting to me.
Bart, why did you start UPW? And why does your mustache look so good today?
Well, thanks for the mustache. Chevy hooked me up last night. Got my beard all.
The Riot
it
Barber
looks
Studio.
good.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It reminds me of old school Jim the Anvil Neidhart was kind of our inspiration. I like that.
My wife's not always
She'll get there,
too
buddy.
happy with the
Yet.
handlebars, but
Don't give up. She'll get there.
Yeah, she'll like it. It looks cool.
Oh, thank you. The reason we started UPW was just because basically I love old school pro wrestling, and I wrestled. I wanted to bring back a little bit old school, the old Texas style of wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling around. There's different styles. There's lucha. There's hardcore. There's the sports entertainment, the real slick produced wrestling, and I like the gritty old school stuff that I grew up in and grew up with, and that's what we want to put out. We've got really good wrestlers, but at the same time, I want that old school feel. When you go to the show, it's a ring and it's wrestlers. It's not a bunch of flashy lights, not a bunch of set and
Just
whatever.
grassroots.
Yeah.
Ring in the gym.
Yeah.
Mr. Bart Harris does not like to put himself over, but I'll put this man over. Not only has he been in the ring, traveled the roads with Mr. Johnny Blade back in those days, tearing things up, probably lighting things on fire. Also, can we talk a little bit about your sumo career? Did you know this?
Well,
I don't think I knew this.
well, yeah.
Texas sumo, baby. Let's talk about it.
Around 2001 or 2, I was a founding member of Lone Star Sumo in Texas. And, there's still a sumo club going. I haven't been active probably in 10 years or more, but they're still up and going. I do a lot in San Antonio. They've held the national championships a few times there.
What drew you towards that?
Just I was looking at doing some MMA or shoot fighting, at that point, and I just happened to be flipping channels, and I saw
Yeah.
I saw it was the North American Sumo Championship, and it was an amateur tournament, which I didn't even know existed. I thought, Japanese sumo obviously is their national sport. I figured that was their deal, and then I saw it, and it was like, wow, this. And I just got online and started looking for people to see who does this. Where can I find it? And next thing you know, I'm in Denver, Colorado, doing a big charity event over there. It flew me out, and it was really kind of a cool deal. But it was a lot of fun,
So does wrestling, professional wrestling, and sumo wrestling, does it kind of how does it relate? And doing any of those skills transfer over?
Well, yeah, in sumo there's a lot of balance and throws and just trying to stay on your feet, and in wrestling you don't want to get on your back for sure. So keeping on your feet, it's always a plus. I've wrestled a lot of bigger guys in professional wrestling, so 400 plus pound guys. So the sumo is actually hand in hand with that. You wrestle big guys there or here, and
I mean, any wrestlers that come into the locker room at Undisputed Pro Wrestling and try to put one over on what they think is just the owner of the UPW will get sumoed in the locker room. I mean,
I can see that. I can see
you
that.
can't, you know what I'm saying? You can say, oh, this and that, and then all of a sudden you're getting sumo through a window through the locker room.
No, they're some big dudes.
Come on, Bart. I'm trying to put you over. We're on the radio. They can't see us. Yeah, they can on Facebook Live.
There's a camera right there.
Man. So what is the goal for you with UPW?
Put on the best shows we can, entertain the crowd, little kids that come out and want to grow up to be wrestlers, and hopefully some of them do, and maybe they get a shot one day at UPW.
Is your hope to stay in this area, or do you want to maybe kind of do a traveling show or multiple shows?
Well,
different cities?
This is my home area. Grew up in Lamarck, lived in the Santa Fe Hitchcock area since 2005. So, I'm based here. I'd love to expand to areas that don't have wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I want, I like the small towns. I like, Bay Cliff, Santa Fe. If I could find a spot, say in Galveston's got a bunch of tourist attractions, but for the people that live there that see the tourist stuff every day, bring something for those people. Get down just into areas that don't have any wrestling. There's a big wrestling fan base all over the place, and if you can get to them, they'll come out.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know there were 350 wrestling fans in Santa Fe that watch wrestling on TV, and Mr. Bart Harris puts on his first show, and it was packed to the gills. You were there.
Yeah.
Second show, with the second show in Bay Cliff, smaller venue, and still packed out.
That was our third show.
Third show, yeah.
Yeah, we had 260 in Bay Cliff, and I think 260, 265, something like that.
Right, and so it's these small towns, man. I think that's,
Was Bay Cliff outside? Because it was at the fire station under pavilion.
No, they have a building behind their fire station that they rent out for events on occasion. And I just happened to be driving by and saw the building and made a U-turn and went and looked at it. And it was a great building for wrestling. I really liked it, and the fire department were super helpful with everything, and we'll be back there February 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they had the food and refreshments was by them and benefited them as well.
Yeah, that's the fire department over there put on, they did the all the concessions, and that all went to the fire department. And tonight Arcadia First Baptist Church is doing the same thing. They're doing their concessions, and that helps benefit them. So,
That's awesome.
Come hungry.
Yeah, so Chevy's standing up, and he's getting comfortable over here. Started getting warm. Whenever, it's not easy to look good. Sometimes it takes a little bit of, the layers.
I just have to show people the whole outfit is really what this is my morning attire. And you know what? The one thing I am most proud to be a part of, Undisputed Pro Texas, and us and some of the wrestlers are actually heading to Shriners Hospital and hang out with some kids in a few hours. And so I think that's going to be amazing. I'm more excited about that than anything else I've done with him. And so this is just my morning attire. Tonight's going to be another ball game, brother.
Are you going with a mic to Shriners?
That's actually they specifically. I wasn't even going to go, but they specifically asked for an announcer to announce the wrestlers in for the kids.
Wow. Yeah.
So you can say people are looking for me. I'm being called out.
Requested.
Yeah,
Special
requested.
request.
Special request. I like that. So,
yeah, that is amazing. Why? And it's important to give back. And that's a great way.
Yeah, man. And so when and that really. The first time I did it, I'm just to be honest, in front of my man, Mr. Bart here, I was like, oh, it's cool, let me try this out, and I really enjoyed it. But then when I see them be in the community and add things like that and just doing what they do for local wrestling, and, we're not a giant company where we have cameras running and we can roll promos in the back. We don't have a building or anything like that. So it's like all these guys are being so creative online, really cutting their own promos with cell phones and keeping the pot stirred themselves. And to me, man, I just love that. And me and you are kind of come from the same cloth. I come from like this old school kind of like punk rock DIY background where it's like you just do it yourself. It's like, oh, you don't have a sound system? Well, okay, this guy has a speaker and this guy has some cables and you put it together. And so I'm seeing that on the independent wrestling circuit. It just gets me fired up, baby. It makes my heart kind of skip a beat. These dudes just doing it. Like I said, go check out the Kid Ransom promo where he's lighting monkey masks on fire. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Johnny Blade is blowing up my messenger right now.
What's he saying?
He said he wants to be on the radio.
Johnny Blade might have something to say.
Yeah.
Johnny, can he call me? I know he needs. I think there's some apologies that need to be made. Does he remember?
I don't think he has the phone number up.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick break on the FM, and we're gonna go on to the Facebook and on Channel 46, and we'll make sure that he gets called in. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right. Mr. Johnny Blade. And we talked to Johnny last time, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
We did. He had a lot of good stuff to say.
Yeah. Well, he's hopefully, I wonder if he's still expecting his prize.
Yeah. Yes. So I put our number down there, and if he calls, I'll answer it, or I can call him, if that works.
Yeah, I'm sure that would work too.
Let me see. Johnny, text me. Here we go. Oh, I hate this. Here we go. Press 1 to take the call. Hello. Is this Johnny? All right, hang on. Let me make sure I can get you on our.
Let me patch you in.
We'll get you dialed in if I can. Let's see what we got.
I'm not above speakerphone.
Let me see. Okay, I need to make sure that I am connected to the board. So we are going to make this work. Boom. And are you there?
Yes, I am here.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Am I on?
Yeah, you're on. You are on right now. We are talking to Mr. Johnny Blade.
Ooh.
Oh, someone else is calling in. now I'm concerned. I'm gonna have to decline that. I wonder if that is this like a fake John. How do we know this is the real Johnny Blade? Like, what if it's somebody else who called and they're claiming to be Johnny Blade? Tell us something only Johnny.
That only Johnny Blade knows.
Yes.
Well, that I'm the greatest manager in the world right now. I mean, that's all you need to know, and that's all you need to know to hear that this is really me.
Okay, this is the real Johnny Blade.
Yeah, sounds like him.
Hey, is there some stuff that
that gives it away. There's some stuff I need to get off my chest. I need to make a formal apology. But first and foremost, I do want to say a little bit about my guys' 3 matches tonight. And we're going to start with David Dupont. There is a cruiserweight. The word is there is a cruiserweight division coming into UPW where there will be a championship eventually for it. And I wasted no time in finding Super Dupes Up, David Duperon. And I'm sorry to say, Gardy, that your is going to get murdered tonight.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
Well,
I think he's just like, hey, let
you know,
the
not
family know.
literally, but you know,
Not
you're gonna figure it out.
man, yeah,
But,
he's in that
David
match.
Duperon will win that. He is in that match, and I'm very sorry for you. My condolences to your family for what's going to happen to your cousin tonight, because David Duperon is a very serious individual about winning, and he will win tonight.
Well, I know.
Now let's move on to.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. Your thoughts
I
on
was
that.
just gonna
Let
say-
me interview you, Gardy.
I was gonna say I know David Duperon. He can take a hit because he got thrown around the ring by the silverback gorilla pretty bad. But I will say that dude is tough. That dude is tough because he kept getting back up every time. So he's going to be
David Duperon
dangerous.
is one of the toughest guys I've ever known in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no way he goes into that match tonight, which I don't think it's fair for it to be 3 guys in one match. That's absolutely ridiculous. You got Jason Knight, an up-and-comer who's improved immensely in the last year. You have J.T. Royce, who's your cousin, and he's improving as well, a good little grappler himself. But David Duperon's on a whole different level. There is no way that J.T. and Jason stand a chance tonight.
They may team up on him.
Well, they can't do that because if they do this, I mean, that's not right. But if they did do that, Duperon would have his way with them now. As far as my other guy, Jesse Logan, the guy that should be right now UPW champion, he will be facing a blast from my past, so to speak. Bulldog Justin Walker. You know, I've had wars with this guy 20 years ago. And now all of a sudden he just shows up out of nowhere. I mean, what is he, 80 years old? Is he going to come in here with his cane? I'm not going to let Jesse lose this match. And you know what? I made Jesse upset at the last show. It was my fault. I take responsibility. I have apologized to him over and over about what I did. Jesse, if you're listening, I will make it up to you tonight. Let's win this match and let's move forward from this.
I like this. I like this turned into a
Yeah.
rom-com.
Now, on to the important thing. Kid Ransom. It's probably no secret by now that Kid Ransom is my newest client in Blade Enterprises, and I'm so sick and tired of this Blady Bunch crap that you people are making fun of me with his name. It's Johnny Blade Enterprises. Now, let's get that straight right now.
Okay.
Number 2, this is finally the night that Silverback Nate Slater loses the championship. But before I go into that, and before I brag about how great Kid Ransom is and how he's now officially a part of my group, I do need to apologize. I need to apologize to Nate Slater for my actions at the last show. Nate, I'm sorry. Undisputed Pro Wrestling, Bart Harris, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that my plan didn't work. I'm sorry that Jesse Logan is not the UPW champion right now. I'm sorry that the UPW fans have to endure such a smelly, big, stupid ape holding the championship and walking around with the championship everywhere he goes. I'm sorry that fans have to subject themselves to that crap. I mean, they might as well watch a I don't even know what to say. I'm so speechless right now.
To be honest, that sounded
I will say
sincere.
this though. No. I'm being very honest, and it goes like this. Tonight, Nate Slater will not walk out of Santa Fe as the champion because I'm sick of this trying to get the belt from him all the time, and it doesn't ever happen because of some shenanigans that the referee pulls or some shenanigans that the commissioner pulls. I play by the rules. You hear me?
really?
I play by the rules, and tonight, I promise you, 2019 is going to end with a bang. Kid Ransom, new UPW champion.
Is that a hint?
Now,
I feel like
I-
that's a hint, like a bang. Like, I don't know. There's like a riddle there.
You know,
I'm concerned.
I'll tell you what, you take it how you want. Because there's no way I'm going to let 2019 end with that no good Harambe lookalike keeping the UPW championship. There's no way. Harambe, I don't care what his name is.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. That's what I was about to say.
Man.
And Chevy, props to you for shooting me some compliments earlier.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
how to
I
steal
can't say
the
nothing
game.
bad to you.
Johnny Blade. I think you should call your group
And I also appreciate you doing your visiting the kids in the hospital. I was asked to do that. I may make an appearance up there because kids love me. You know, kids love Johnny Blade. They all want
Everybody loves you,
to
Johnny.
aspire to be me when they grow up. what do you want to be when you grow up? I guarantee you, ask all them kids at the hospital today, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're all going to say Johnny Blaze.
I believe it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm convinced. Man, is there anything else you'd like to share?
I think I've shared enough there, Gardy. I think you've got, matter of fact, I probably need to charge you about $5 a minute for my services.
All right. 7 minutes.
But I tell you what, no, that is all for me. That is all for me. And what I got to do now is I got to go get ready for this match tonight.
All right, man.
So I want you to realize something, that there is going to be a new champion tonight. And fans, come on out to Santa Fe to watch Greatness. That's me. That's my middle name, Greatness.
Johnny Greatness.
And Nate Slater finally will not be UPW champion. Guys, it was a pleasure. The pleasure was all yours. Thank you very much. See y'all tonight.
See you tonight. Man.
I'm a Johnny Blade fan. He wins me over every time he talks.
So Nate Slater is watching, and he said literally LOL. So that was great.
Yeah.
And I said it during his phone call, but to be honest, I feel like his apology was sincere. He does really feel sorry. What he's saying, he believes. I believe it. I believe it 100%.
Yeah, he's trying pretty hard to get that belt off of Nate Slater. So
Man.
He wants to bring that to the Johnny Blade Enterprises.
That's what he said, Johnny Blade Enterprises.
Okay.
I don't know why he's so what are they calling it?
The Blady
Blady Bunch. I think it's a little more marketable. It could have a picture of him in the middle, David Dupron, the whole 6-man. He could pick up a couple more guys. All he needs is a tag team.
He could sell a bunch of shirts with that.
Yeah, but hey, I respect the man.
Blade Enterprises.
Respect the man.
It does sound cool.
Yeah.
I think he should go with Switchblade Syndicate. That's a good name. I'm a good coming up with names or whatever you call that.
UPW's creative department.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking place right now.
Yeah, we just had a meeting.
We need Chevy in-ring announcer T-shirts, and we need a name for that.
I'm about that life. I told people, let me do a couple shows. I'm gonna have merch. Trust me.
Just like you with the mic, UPW.
Yeah.
You could sell handlebar mustaches to the crowd.
I could. Oh my lord!
Now that
I like where this is going.
Yeah, if little kids start showing up and they have drawn on handlebar mustaches,
what's up. They're carrying little microphones. I should have little microphones they can give out.
Oh,
That's
good stuff.
beautiful. Have my little sticker logo on it.
Yeah. Has this always been a dream for you? Did you see this happening?
No, man, never thought about it ever in my entire life. I've always been loving wrestling, and when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wrestler, and then I realized I was only 5'6", so that didn't work out. And then even the guys who are 5'6" are doing triple backflips off the top of the rope, and I'm like, I can barely get in the ring, And so that's my biggest fear in the world, by the way. So it might happen, just falling out of a ring or tripping over a rope. It just is. So, but no, man, it just kind of happened, and I just grew up and wouldn't shut up, and so everything just made sense. And so really just through the podcast, man, just through meeting Nate Laws, met him at a local wrestling show. I was doing photography for it and didn't even really meet him. I just saw him in the ring, and it was weird. The story kind of goes you could tell a difference. These guys were wrestling, and they're okay, and then when Nate stepped in the ring, this probably a good 10 years ago, there's just a different energy, and the guy he was wrestling with, it just turned up, and it's just a different level of wrestling. And then I was running Toxic City Comics. Shout out to Matt Allen running Toxic City Comics at the time. And here comes Nate in, and I was like, hey, I know you. You're a local wrestler, aren't you? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you're Nate Laws. And he's like, yeah. And then we just clicked, man. And he was actually the first guest on Chop to the Chest Radio was Nate. We did one show together, and I was like, hey, man, be my co-host. And he was like, I'm in. And so it
that's cool.
Went from there. And now, in real life, we're like brothers. It makes no sense for us to hang out. He's kind of like this hip hop, slick down from the head. His hat always matches his shoes, matches his T-shirt, and then I'm just this crazy ball of energy. And because of our love for professional wrestling, we bonded. Wrestling's such a weird dynamic of so many different people from so many different backgrounds, from so many whatever you can say come together for this love of entertainment, professional wrestling, these guys who just get in and tell the story. Again, it's like Broadway with body slams, man. I love it. So.
Yeah. That meme where it's a Knights at the Round Table and everybody has a sword, and it's comic book fans, and then it'd be MMA fans, amateur wrestling fans, sports entertainment fans, and everybody's in there pointing, and it's professional wrestling.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to explain to somebody the other day just the different genres of, it's just if you're into hip hop or whatever, there's trap and house and hip hop and gangster rap and all old school, and so it falls into all these categories: rock and roll, punk rock, thrash, death metal, speed metal, new metal. You know what I'm saying? All these sub in wrestling's the exact same way. So, like you said, there's old school, and even it changes in territories. Like Texas wrestling is different than New York wrestling, and Chicago wrestling.
For sure.
Every territory has almost like their own little style.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of Chicago wrestling, we have Ballistic Brent Myers on the show, trained by Dan Severin. He's actually
He's a big dude.
He's 240 pounds. He's a good sized guy, and he's got professional MMA experience
Yeah.
as well. So he's that Chicago style. He's definitely one to keep your eye on tonight as well.
Wow. Who's he up against?
He's up against a gentleman by the name of Megiddo, who I haven't seen Megiddo locally in about 4 or 5 years myself, but he was with the CWF for a while when they were running Lamar.
From my understanding, man, he kind of went down on some medical issues and has been training his butt off to get back in the ring.
Yep.
I think he's picked up a few matches.
Yeah,
since
he's had some matches, San Antonio and Corpus area, I believe.
I hear bigger, better, faster. Than that's word on the street.
Another 250 pounder.
He's a big old boy.
Yeah, you were mentioning Toxic City Comics and how you met Nate Laws there. I've stopped in once a week for the past 2 weeks or so, and I like just going in there and hanging out. To be honest, it's just, I don't know, it's a fun spot, and I used to, I would stop in as much as I could whenever they used to be closer, but now it's at Mall of the Mainland. Just wanted to give them another shout out. So shout out to Toxic City, and I bought. What did I buy? I bought something for my son there. It was his birthday, and so I was like, oh yeah, it's just a good spot. There's all kinds of fun stuff, even all the little pop, figurines, and he has hundreds. There has to be hundreds because they're all stacked out.
Yeah,
and then he has the whole back room with just everything.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, you can get it. So shout out to Toxic City. Right now it is 10:43. We got about 15 minutes left. Hanging out, talking about UPW, professional wrestling, whatever else comes up. And I feel like Chevy's the perfect person just to talk about everything.
I have my moments.
Everything. I've dabbled.
I've dabbled.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to find something I'm really, really good at and just do that. I promise.
Maybe this is it.
This might be it.
He's pretty good at it. We like him.
I saw a clip. I think you shared it. It was the end of closing the show.
Yeah, it was hype.
Yeah, the energy. I mean, the whole show was just, the energy was through the roof. I mean, it was really probably the hottest show, I think, just start to finish that we've done.
Did it start out good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, that you got to create that atmosphere. Yeah. If you're the announcer, that's you, because you walk into a room, there's nothing there.
I'm literally the first person that they see in the show, and so
you set the tone.
Yeah. So, man, Bay Cliff was hot. It was fire, and I'm a Santa Fe boy through and through, grown, raised. You know what I'm saying? Grew up there, born and raised, I should say. So I cannot let Bay Cliff show up my Santa Fe boys. In the words of Mr. 409 Nate Laws, we got to show up and show out, baby. So if you're in the Santa Fe area, you need to come out to Arcadia First Baptist tonight at 7 p.m. ring time. See your boy Chevy Chavria, the top rope talker, Body Slam Barker, voice of the undisputed. Do the announcing tonight. You like that, Bart? It was good, right?
How long did you work on that?
I just said it one day, and I was like, oh, I like that.
This works.
Yeah. I was trying to ad-lib, but sometimes I can only get 2 sentences in, and then I forget where I'm going. So,
hey, here's Oscar Allen. He said Chevy is amazing. What's up, Oscar?
That's my man. He's been on the show, right?
Yeah, yes.
His and her photography, one of the most inspirational photographers locally. I feel his work always just makes me want to put my camera down and never pick it up again. Yeah, because I'm never going to be that good. But I just love his work, man. It's so, like I said, inspiring and good.
He has a podcast too.
Yes. So,
wedding photography.
Yeah, I think I actually talked to him about. I was starting a podcast, and I was like, "Bro, there's no wedding podcast ever." And he's like, "Huh, I don't know."
Really?
Yeah. And then now he's killing. I've actually been on his podcast once or twice.
Man, so. If I had a photography and it was wedding, even bringing on people that you photographed, their weddings or
he
couples.
Does it all. I think he's done that. He does a lot of people in the wedding industry. The wedding industry is a crazy. I mean, who knows? Has anybody ever seen an in-ring wedding? They never work out, but I think maybe we can set something up at UPW.
They don't work out.
I've seen weddings and Kane just rip through the bottom of a mat and pull a bride to hell. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, WWF.
Nothing's ever gonna be as big as Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, but
right.
Bart, who's your favorite wrestler ever, all time?
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan.
Yeah, I got to meet him last year. My wife got me the gift for Valentine's
at Baybrook?
Baybrook.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a mind-blowing experience. I was wearing my UPW shirt, And I had one I was bringing for him, and he actually is like, the same shirt you're wearing? And I was like, yeah. He said, oh, thanks, brother. And he asked me how business was, and I told him first show was coming up, and he was, oh, wow, that's awesome, brother.
That's cool.
And, yeah, Hulk Hogan was asking me about UPW. I couldn't even think
It's
straight.
like pinch yourself.
Oh, yeah, I
Is
was
this happening?
So, I mean, we're not saying that he might show up, but
Well-
we're not saying he's
well-
not either.
Well, Ric Flair did a shout
I
out
was
to
about
Iron
to go
Mike.
there.
Yeah.
Iron Mike Leakin, you get on his, or Iron Mike, you get on his page. Ric Flair calls him out by name.
I saw it.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, the Nature Boy.
I was just like,
You never know. That guy knows so many people. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so there was a question earlier, happened in the stream. It's happening in Santa Fe. There's already potential celebrities that will be there. A lot of people know about UPW. Will the Santa Fe Monkey indeed? Is it confirmed? Will he be there or not?
not confirmed.
Not
it's not
confirmed.
confirmed.
You
Man,
never know.
You know, we've talked to some people that have talked to some people that, I mean, they might even talk to that little kid that he punched. And
If they get the kid there,
I'm
the monkey may
trying,
show back
but-
up to settle the beef for ratting him out.
we need a guest referee
You know, we could put
For-
the kid and the monkey together.
cage match.
Cage match.
That's really just so the monkey doesn't get away, but still, I'm totally down. Again, we're not saying he is. We're not saying he's not. Guest referee, Santa Fe Monkey, may be a thing.
I heard it's confirmed, but it's from.
We can't have, you know, we're trying not to spoil things. We're trying to bring surprise, but
Yeah.
people are on the airwaves just talking all our secrets.
Yeah.
So we can't confirm or deny Santa Fe Monkey.
7
Guest referee.
matches. Santa Fe Monkey may be there.
He may
You
be.
never know.
The Silverback will be
know.
there.
Silverback's going to be there.
Nate
and that's-
Slater.
I'm
that's
just
the-
saying, we talked earlier,
Yeah.
the Switchblade Syndicate, Johnny Blade Enterprise, whatever you want to call it, is forming a group.
Blady Bunch.
Who knows that the Blady Bunch? Who knows that Silverback didn't get back up in the Santa Fe Monkey? I'm not saying we don't know.
Maybe he is the Santa Fe Monkey. You never know.
The
I don't
Johnny
think he's-
Blade? Johnny Blade's a Santa Fe Monkey? Is
No,
this
this
breaking-
is-
No, Nate Slater. Nate Slater.
No,
Are you saying
he's
that
not- he's
Nate
not
Slater
punching
punched the
kids.
kid? I
No,
would not
he-
put it past him.
He
is
might punch. He might punch Johnny.
right.
Kid
So-
Ransom. I'm
Ooh,
pretty sure.
That makes sense. If Kid
Yeah.
Ransom might have been the kid that people were talking about, they got confused. They thought it was a different kid. This is getting out of hand. This is getting crazy.
So here's
All
this.
kinds of stuff happening at Undisputed Pro Wrestling tonight in Santa Fe,
Could
Texas.
this ever happen? Johnny Blade just said, I can guest referee. Would you ever let Johnny Blade guest referee
That-
anything?
I would totally let that happen, but it's Bart
you
Cup.
Man.
For
you
for
know,
pure entertainment value.
you know, I just don't know how that would work out. That's
I know how it'd work out.
yeah. I don't know.
I would like to see that tonight, actually, during the championship match. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Oh, he's got 3 matches, so it could be with JT Royce.
I was about to ask, being on the
David
inside scoop with JT Royce, have you talked to him? What is he saying about tonight's show?
Well, you know what? It's going to be a match that you do not want to miss. I'm thinking he's going to win because I've heard there's been a little bit of scheming, but I don't know. David Duperon, he's a tough guy. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
After seeing the match with him and the Silverback,
Well,
the dude gets back up no matter what, and so
well,
he doesn't quit.
You think a guy wrestling with over 100-pound weight disadvantage and being able to get up and walk out on his own, he's
Yeah.
double tough. He's definitely he's a handful, and he's going to be in his proper weight class now. So that's something different.
He's
We've
the big dog in there.
we've seen him against super heavyweights, and he's a cruiserweight, a junior heavyweight. So he's going to be in there with the people he's supposed to be wrestling now.
Yeah.
That is the one difference that UPW is trying to make. Like, we're actually trying to divide them, per Bart Harris into different weight classes, more like a more boxing type situation where just kind of levels the playing field out, where these little guys don't feel like, well, I'm never going to be able to, you know what I'm saying? And they do. We see it all the time. Upsets go against all odds and beat people that are 150 pounds bigger than them.
Yeah.
But we want to see those even matches. We want to give everybody a platform where it's not, somebody getting ragdolled around.
And there's no reason why guys who happen to be smaller couldn't be considered top wrestler. And I consider all my guys top guys, but a guy that's 175 pounds is just at a physical disadvantage against a 300+ pounder. And put him in there with guys his own size and let them steal the show. That's kind of kind of the point. Let the cruiserweight division build itself. We've got Estrella Galactica. We've got Duperon, JT Royce, Jason Knight. A lot of young guys coming in. A kid that really impressed us on the Bay Cliff show, Afro Man. Yeah, Stevie Hendricks. He's really good. A lot of young guys coming up that we'll be having in future shows. Dill Dempsey is another one. Very good. Really talented 205-pound kid.
Dill Dempsey's, man, he travels the roads, bro, to wrestle just because he's so passionate about it.
I think for that show, he wrestled in Laredo on Thursday, San Antonio on Friday, our show Saturday, and then 2 shows in Dallas on Sunday, and then made the trip back to Laredo that night.
Man,
that kid, he's putting the miles in.
Road warrior.
Yeah.
Road warrior.
I think I was talking to Kevin Bernhardt one time, and he was talking about being in shape, being in wrestling shape, and how, hitting the ropes, it'll make you sore. And then eventually, I don't know.
You toughen up to it.
How do you wrestle like Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I can't even imagine.
That's...
I think that's what separates the people who want to do it from people who really want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think when I was wrestling, there was opportunity to wrestle around Houston 4 or 5 nights a week. Not, different promotions, different shows, and a little bit different areas, but you could find shows on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I mean, you could find shows pretty much almost every day. But to be able to do it and maintain it, he does this every week. So it's, he's one of the rare few, I think, that go out there and really attack this. A lot of these guys have day jobs and, they have families and things. Why they're not touring nationally or with a big promotion is, they have other, they have families, they have jobs, they have bills, all that stuff. And this is a chance for them to chase their dreams too. But you have some guys like Dill Dempsey who are young and aren't tied down to a lot of things that can just get out there and do it. And physically, you just get in shape for it, Yeah,
you end up getting used to it if you just do something and
you keep going.
You got to love it.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Hey, this is from Orlando, and this is good stuff. This is a comment on our Facebook stream. It said, Santa Fe Monkey, when you think you have all the answers, I change the bananas.
Santa Fe Monkey's commenting?
That's a quote.
We've made it.
When you think you have all the answers.
You thought Hulk Hogan was the top.
Oh, man. The monkey has chimed in.
Santa Fe Monkey. We're repping.
May be there tonight. We'll see.
You never know.
Well, you never know.
But we do know who will be there. There is 7 confirmed matches.
Yes.
Some of the sponsors and partners, they will be there. Can we shout them out?
Yeah, absolutely. Legacy Collision, the Santa Fe Soap Factory, Rockin' Rivers Bounce Houses, KHEA, American Fence and Supply. Hopefully everybody's out in the house tonight. Arcadia First Baptist Church, like I say, they're doing the concessions, kind of fundraising. Come out and support them, support live local pro wrestling, and
cool.
Hope to see everybody there.
I'm not going to lie. When you were starting to say Santa Fe Soap Factory, I was just waiting for the Santa Fe Monkey. Like, now it just goes hand in hand.
Going to slip in the monkey
somewhere. You know what? We haven't talked to him, and we're not saying that he's not going to be a partner later on, a sponsor later on,
Yeah. Chevy, why should somebody come tonight?
Man, I think it's going to be hot, baby. I think it's going to be hot from beginning to end, man. Every UPW show I've been to has just been just people standing, edge on their seats. You never know what's going to happen. I've seen people go from the top rope, land in the crowd. I mean, just crazy. All kinds of, weapons, steel cages, not steel cages, steel chairs, I should say. You just never know, man. I like the fact that it spans from guys that are just setting their foot into the ring, that guys that are veterans in the business and all. There's a lot of wisdom and knowledge and just wrestling action in there. For me, man, it is I'm a fan of Kid Ransom. I'm a fan of Nate Slater. I think there's two of his biggest hosses in the business. That's just a fight. Like, I mean, I get it. There's old school wrestling fans and you want to see the grappling. I think it's just going to be a fight. If I know these two dudes' attitudes and the heartbeat that is within them, man. And like I said, with this Blade Enterprises kind of really forming, seems getting a little organized, you just never know what's going to happen. So, man, and, the flip side of that, you got to see your boy, Chevy Chavaria, do the announcing in between matches, just announcing the warriors of UPW. And at the end of the day, man, just to be honest, these guys leave their blood, sweat, and tears in the middle of this ring for you, the fans. So if it's a very give take, like they're giving you everything they have, and they just want your cheers, want your applause, they want your chants, little UP Dub chants filling the arena, blowing the roof off the place, letting them know that they're doing their job. You know what I'm saying? So,
Who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Is he your favorite all time?
One of my all-time favorite, Roddy Piper. They kind of go hand in hand. As a kid, you were just so in awe of the Ultimate Warrior and all the electricity that he brings. So actually in the Riot Barber Studio, you saw it when I was shaving you. I have a giant banner that hangs over on the ceiling on purpose, so when I lay people back to shave, they're staring at Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off, and the shirt is the face of the Ultimate Warrior, so he's like ripping the Ultimate Warrior in half, just because I feel like if you can bottle nostalgia and sell it, you'd be a millionaire. Nothing creates, and that's, for me, that's what wrestling's really about, man, that feeling of the magic of being a kid and believing. It's the closest thing you get to real-life superheroes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the costumes, the action, the high flying, the strength. It's a thing. So,
if you were a wrestler, what would be your finisher?
Ooh, probably a sweet shin music. I'd kick him in the shin because that's about as far as my foot will go up.
That was actually from Anthony. Anthony told me, does he know that one?
We've had that. We've had that conversation. But in real life, it might be some type of DDT move. I think driving a skull to a mat is a quick way to put somebody's lights out.
I like the pile driver. That was one of my finishers.
It's illegal in a lot of organizations.
Yeah,
legal. Bart says, get those organizations out of here.
Legal is a shaky term in wrestling.
Yeah. That's true. Not if you ask Johnny Blade.
Okay. Win if you can, lose if you must, always cheat. That's what they used to tell us. So.
Yeah,
I like that.
Is there anything else you would like to share?
Just we're hoping for a big turnout tonight. Want to see everybody come out, have a good time, family friendly. Come listen to Chevy kill it on the mic. All the guys are going to leave it in the ring for you. Doors open 6 o'clock. Bell time 7. Want to see y'all there.
That's right. It's going down tonight. November Rain, KHEA First Baptist Church on Highway 6 in Santa Fe, Texas. Come check out the Warriors of Undisputed Pro Wrestling, baby.
Tonight. Hey, y'all be blessed. Have a good day. I will see y'all tonight. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.